I'm in the Virginia region right now. I'll go to the workspace. So this is what the welcome wizard you're going to get it. Just go with get started now. And we are going to go with the advanced setup. Just launch it. Now the very first thing that you see here, it is asking us to deploy one directory. Now directory is the one from where all your user information, your workspace information will be stored in this. So we are going to go ahead with a AWS managed Microsoft Active Directory. Just go with next onto this. When it comes to the additions, I'm going to use a standard addition. Organization name. So I'll just give a name to my organization, my directory name. It's your domain name, and this is optional. Just leave it up. Administrator password. Be very careful with this password, please. This is the password that will be used when we are going to get connected to our directory servers. Just proceed with next. Now I have only one VPC available, so I'm just selecting that. And when it comes to the subnets, let's say I'm just going with the subnet A and subnet B, as minimum 2 are required here. You can see the details about your directory. That's the review, and just click on create directory. So creating the directory will take a couple of moments. Okay, so you can see here my directory is created. Well, once it's created, a very small task you need to perform. So here it says registered, and it says as no. So what you need to do is select your directory, and from the actions just click on register. And when you click on register, provide your subnets. So you will see status as yes. So our directory is ready. Now I'll go ahead and simply go to the workspace, because this creation will also take a pretty long time. Let's go with launching the workspace. You can select your directory, which directory you want to use for it. So our registered directory is this, which we just created. Go with next. If you click on show all users, so the default users, those are available. Those users you can see here. So what you can do is you can create a new user. Let's say the user 1. Just entering the names here. Just click on create user. And now if you once again click on show all user, you can see your user 1 is available here. Just select that user to whom you will be providing the workspace. Right? You can see the user details coming up over here. And also you can see that in a single shot 20 users, at max 20 users can be added. Go with next. Here you need to specify which type of desktop do you want. Which type of machine you want to provide to your users. So all the machines are available here. So I'm just going to go with the free tier on Windows 10. Now here which type it is going to be. It's the same thing what you see on the top. Which language would you like to install it on? The root volume, so this is your C drive which will not be visible to you. And this is the user volume where your user data will be stored. So I'm just going with the default. You can see the combo also over here. What are the combos that you can provide? Is it going to be always on, or we have an auto stop? So the timer is in hour. After how many hours automatically it will be stopped? You want to apply encryptions to it. Keys, so keys, let's say I'm giving as name, and just a test purpose I'm creating it. Go with next. This you can just review the details, whatever you have selected, and launch the workspace. And you will see the status as pending. So this will again take quite some time to get created. Okay, so this is available now. Is available. So what you need to do is This is the URL that comes up. So either you can use this URL straightforward, or you can download the Workspace application also. So this is how it will be available. You can download this. Using this also you can get connected. There are different options by which you can get connected. So as of now I'm going with the web. And the very first thing it will ask you is entering the registration code over here. So registration code, if you see, there's one registration code that will be available, which you can copy it, will be provided by your admin. And here we go. Error encountered while loading the authentication page. Problem persists. Please contact your administrator. Okay. Let's contact our administrator. So here, if you just select your directory, actions, and you need to update the details here. I'll tell you what details you are actually supposed to update. In the access control options, web access was disabled. Update it. So the user ID and the password. So we know what is the user ID, but we don't know what the password. Because passwords are sent over the mail. So what we'll do is we'll connect to the directory first. We will connect to the directory, and once we are connected to the directory, we will just reset the user password. For that, I need to spin up an EC2 instance. Just launch one instance and we'll join it to the domain so that I can access it. And straightforward, here you have an option right from here. When your instance gets created, right, you can join it to the domain. So no need to get connected to the instance and then join it to the domain. Let me verify in which zone my directory is running. Where is it? Yeah, 1B is fine. Okay, my instance is ready. Let me just connect to it. So I don't have to go ahead and decrypt the password or something. I don't have to do anything as such. I can straightforward log in with my domain admin onto this. So I'll go with add roles and features, and on the features tab you'll have your RSA tools available. So there's RSAT here, role based, and just install this ADDS. Okay, so you can see here that it is installed. I'll just close it, go to the tools, and we got Active Directory users and computers here. And if you have a look here, we have our user that we created, user 1. So let me just set a password to this user. Password is set, and I'll just enable the account. So that was user1 @ or you can just type user1, sign in. So login is successful. Just click on continue.